We are in Amman, capital of Jordan, and this is the start of our 10 days journey around this intriguing country. We started early by exploring Amman citadel, which offers a spectacular view on the hilly city.
It was a lot of walking up and down, and pretty soon we were tired and seeking some refreshment. And we found it in Darat al-Funun, a gallery featuring contemporary Arab art located in Jabal Amman, one of the original 7 neighborhoods of Amman.
Next on our list was the Rainbow Street, named after its colorful decorations that offers a diverse selection of restaurants and cafes. We decided on one and enjoyed our first meze, grilled halloumi, hummus, mutabal, olives, kefta, kebab.
On the way back to our car, we crossed a busy local market. People negotiating prices, colorful textiles, exotic spices and scents. By the end of the afternoon, it's time to leave the vibrant capital and head south to Madaba, where we'll be staying for 2 nights.
We started a new day with delicious fruits, sweet baklavas and instant coffee. Driving towards the Dead Sea, our first stop is the Wadi Mujib canyon, where we plan to hike the Sikh Trail. What makes it unique and adventurous is that you are hiking against the stream, through the water.
You're happy to be here, Bubud? It's great because we thought we were so many and we're scared to be surrounded by groups, and actually very quickly you're just spread apart, and now it's just us in the canyon, which is amazing. Wow. It took us an hour or so to reach the final waterfall, and throughout the whole hike, the canyon offered a great refuge from the heat, so we're feeling energetic and refreshed. Everyone is delighted to be at the end of the hike, and we're having some fun at the waterfall.
The atmosphere in the canyon is really great, all very friendly and supportive and clapping for you when overcoming the different obstacles. There were also guides helping to find the best path. One of the funniest parts was the way back, when we could slide and float down the stream.
So I'm just gonna let myself float in the water. Let's see how it goes. Woo! Honestly, I think it's a must do. Really, really cool. We were with the family and everyone managed, went to the end. Really cool place. And at the end, you can just lay in the water and let yourself float down the canyon. Super memorable experience. So yeah, I recommend. After this very fun and refreshing activity in Wadi Mujib, we drove a couple of minutes to the Dead Sea. It's incredible how still and silent the whole area is. You can hardly spot any life. We're excited to be the only ones around. It felt like we had the whole Dead Sea to ourselves. And because it was very hot, we didn't hesitate too long before we dipped into the salty water. Thanks to its high level of salt, our bodies float and it's impossible to drown. Hey, hello from Madaba.
City of Mosaics. We just spent a really great day in the Dead Sea area. We did some hiking in the canyon, floating in the Dead Sea, and we came back for our accommodation in Madaba. We had great dinner, we visited the Mosaic Archaeological Park, and overall I think it's a really nice stop.
Yeah, and also it's not so far from the Dead Sea, from Amman, so it's a very nice in-between. And today we are at the resort.
So the biggest benefit of the resort is that you have the showers, you have the sunbeds with the umbrellas. It's really nicely done. You still have to walk quite long, but there are 2 other swimming pools where you can cool ourselves down. There is a limit for the sea, and you cannot swim further. We covered ourselves in the mud, which was pretty cool. And you have to pay 20 JD for
It's
the
pretty
entrance.
expensive.
You don't get the towel, so bring your own. And I think it's good that we did the comparison with the two. Yesterday it was more natural. We were really impressed with like all the sea creations on the shore. But it was very hot and at the end very tiring. We brought our own bottles of water and we washed ourselves. And here I think we're really gonna profit from all the equipment that the resort offers. So
You can really see how the Dead Sea, like there are signs like every 50 meters, like the Dead Sea was here in 2015, 2010, 2000, and it's moving so fast.
it's pretty impressive.
Yeah. It's like
Come to see it before it all disappears.
Continuing south, we stopped for a short visit to the impressive Kerak Castle, for which the entrance fee is waived for the holders of the Jordan Pass. We then spent the night in Dena Natural Reserve, where we were so excited to stay in a Hobbit village. The place was so peaceful, with a very kind host who had many animals cohabiting together on the property.
Lisa, where are you?
In the Hobbit village. It is breakfast.
So nice.
A short 1-hour drive brought us to Wadi Musa, the town where Petra is located.
We're back at the treasury on day 2.
We made quite a hike and now we are back at the most touristic site and with the edge of the camels, which is
Yes,
the coolest area to be. And we were wondering if you actually know what Petra is. Because we didn't know, so we thought we might share the knowledge we got. It's really brief, so Paul, tell us.
Yes, so Petra is an ancient city and we don't know exactly when it was built. What we know is that it was at its at its peak in the 1st century before Christ, and with the Nabateans, I think it's called. And then it's a city that was reused by the Romans and then the Byzantines.
So there were many influences over the city. That's why there are some of the temples as well from the Christians. There is a Roman theater, which is the only theater carved into the stone.
Absolutely, yeah.
And it's really cool to walk around. It's really a huge site. There is also a site called Small Petra, which is completely from the back. That's the hike we did today.
And
you
actually
see
that's a
it
good
from
idea, like to do this hike. It's like the first day, you can come from the main entrance, the visitor center, get to the treasury.
Spend 2 to 3 hours. It's quite exhausting, so if you go in the afternoon from 3 to 6 or 7, 7 o'clock it closes, you're quite done. And then fresh for the morning, you start from the other side. That's what we did.
And there's a car ride that takes you for the first 30 minutes. Then it's like half an hour, 1 hour up to the monastery, which is this last, this huge, the biggest monument in Petra, at the top of the mountain. And then you can go all the way down to where everyone is, because out there it's so far that actually it's much less crowded than what you have here.
Which is the best kind of experience, to have the least possible number of people and really enjoying the sights.
Yes.
Of course, there's gonna be many people asking you if you want to take a camel ride or donkey ride, offering you the half the price and inviting you for the tea. So we skipped all that. We are looking forward some good tea somewhere out of here. And now the last sniffs of the smelly camels, and you can just see the short of it.
I told you there were no steps, right?
You're a liar.
So imagine here that this is the main shopping street. Go buy your camel, your spices, your slaves maybe, I don't know. And then you get lost into this beautiful city constructed by the Nabateans.
And if you are the real VIP, you end up here, where they have a swimming pool.
Yeah, this way.
Driving south all the way down to the Red Sea, we arrived to Aqaba, where we are staying for 3 nights.
So this is a very local experience. You can only live here in Jordan. Always connect with the locals and find your local swing.
The first day, we went to the Berenica Beach Club, which offered many activities, thanks to which we actually connected with locals. Water polo, beach volley, yoga with the sunset, and some pina coladas were the perfect combo for the day.
Next morning, we visited the Sharif Hussein bin Ali Mosque, the largest in Aqaba, for which we had to borrow some clothes to be properly covered. We made our way to Ayla, a huge private complex on the Israeli border, featuring high-end accommodation, shops, and entertainment. We enjoyed lunch at Silica, a unique building just next to the golf course. And we usually don't do bathroom tours, but here is one.
Paul, where did you bring us?
You know very well you're in charge of navigating.
This is probably not the beach we are looking for.
But we did find the public beach and could test our newly acquired snorkeling gear.
Follow me. I don't know how to describe all the food, but this is my favorite. Halloumi and hummus. Last on our Jordanian itinerary was spending a night in the famous Wadi Rum desert with the Bedouins. This natural reserve has been featured in many movies like Star Wars, Dune or Aladdin. Truly, it is a magical place like no other. We hopped on a half-day jeep tour with a local guide, going around the main sites of the desert, and ended up sharing tea with the local Bedouins over the sunset. Our last day in Jordan was spent back in Amman with our family friends who showed us how generous and hospitable Jordanians really are. Shukran, Jordan!
We had a blast! Thanks for watching. Don't hesitate to subscribe to the channel and maybe follow our Instagram where we post daily content.